All right, so we're going to simplify this expression here. So 2 to the 0 is 1. So we're going to get rid of this negative exponent here. So to get rid of that negative exponent, we do the inverse of 16. So remember, 16 is the same thing as 16 over 1. So the inverse would be 1 over 16. And that gets rid of that negative exponent. Over, and then over here, the inverse of 1/2 is going to be 2 over 1, which is just 2, right? And then squared, minus, and then the inverse of 27 over 64 is just going to be 64 over 27, right? With the inverse, we just flip what we had originally, right? To the 2/3. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use another rule of exponents to get rid of this fractional exponent, right? So this is going to be 1 plus, this will be 1 over 16 raised to the 1/4 cubed, because whenever you have a number raised to a power raised to the power, you multiply the powers. And of course, 1/4 times 3 is 3/4. And then 2 squared is 4. And then over here, I'm going to use the same trick. So this is going to be 64 over 27 raised to the 1/3 raised to the 2. Okay, so it's going to be 1 plus. Now, something raised to the 1/4 power is the same thing as this thing, the 4th root of this number here, right? So I'm going to say that the 4th root of 1 over 16 is 1/2. Because 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4, times 1/2 is 1/8, times 1/2 is 1 over 16. So 1/2 times itself 4 times gives me 1 over 16. And then, of course, that cubed over 4 minus. So now here I want to have the cube root of 64 over 27. And I'm going to say that is 4 over 3. Because 4 over 3 times 4 over 3 is 16 over 9. 16 over 9 times 4 over 3 is 64 over 27. All right, so it's going to be 1 plus. So 1/2 cubed would be 1/8, right? 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4, times 1/2 is 1/8, over 4 minus 4/3 squared is going to be 16 over 9. Now, of course, when I'm dealing with numbers like this, I have to find a common denominator. So I can rewrite 1 as 8 over 8 plus 1 over 8. Hopefully you agree that 8 over 8 is the same thing as 1. Over, now here, I hope you agree that 36 over 9 is the same thing as 4, and then minus 16 over 9, right? 36 divided by 9 is 4, so 4 is equivalent to 36 over 9. Now, since I have common denominators, I can combine these fractions, right? So this will be 9 over 8 over 36 minus 16 is 20 over 9. All right, so now what I can do is, let's see, I'm dividing fractions. So I have 9 over 8. And then when I divide fractions, it's the same thing as multiplying by the inverse of this guy here. So times, it'll be 9 over 20. And then when we multiply fractions, we do it straight across. It'll be 81 over, and then 8 times 20 is 160. So this simplified is just 81 over 160.